Hotel chain.
Yes,
Chain
sir.
of hotels. Chain of hotels.
Yes.
Somu is the owner of a chain of hotels. 100 hotels, for example, he is the manager, he is managing each hotel, staying from a remote location in Andhra Pradesh and managing big hotels in Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, Guwahati, all big cities. He has some units. So how he will manage with his software? Yes, tell.
So for construction of anything, for making anything, we need the background information. So for hotels, we need to know about the background information, how it works, what is the hotel, and what are the works, internal works are doing in it. So we are proceeding. So what is hotel? Hotel is something where we can get food and rooms. In home, we are getting food and shelter for sleeping, all the facilities. Now, like that, in the same way, we are getting in the hotels. So, but it is for paid. In our house, it is for free. So, hotel is a kind of home for everyone, but it is paid. So history about the hotel business is started around 1300 years from the Europe. As days are going on, so hotels are modernized slowly. Then new hotels are came into existence with the new services with different type of services. After that, we can categorize the type of hotels like luxury hotels, full service hotels, boutique or lifestyle hotels, and 1 to 7 star hotels, etc. This division of hotels is based on the services they provide to the customer. So what are the works can do inside a hotel? As you know, a single person can't manage the hotel in these days. So the work is divided into parts and assigned to the professionals in that kind of work. So consider our college. So hostel kind of works are managed by a person and academics is managed by a person, like that. In the same way, in the hotels, the works are divided by the professionals. After there are four major departments in the hotel. So that is first one is front office department, second is food and beverage production, and third one is food and beverage service, fourth one is housekeeping. So front office department. If we go to any hotel, we can see them. Like they will give the information about the hotels and they give the publicity about it. Like when we go to any hotel, receptionist will receive us and give the information about it. Na? So in the same way, it works like that. After that, food and beverage production is simply called as kitchen department. Like what food we need, they produce in the kitchen. After that, food and beverage service. So they are the service department. They serve what we ordered. After that, housekeeping. Housekeeping means the aim of housekeeping is to maintain our rooms neatly and cleanly, like that. We have more than these four departments, another four hidden departments are in the hotel. So those departments are HR department, purchase department, engineering department, and account department. When comes to HR department, the work is recruiting people for work, keep work track, keep the progress of their work, and remove the workers from the organization. So like this, they manage the people very wisely so that organization won't get lost. After that, when comes to the purchase department, they purchase the things very wisely by keeping in mind they plan competition, compliance, and keeping in mind of cost, quality, efficiency, accountability, and transparency. By keeping all the things in mind, they purchase the things in very wisely manner. After that, engineering department. So every hotel chain must have some engineering department for construction of houses, some construction of buildings, civil engineers and mechanical engineers for some activities, and electrical engineers for electrical type of works, like that. So this department, the main aim of this department is to get the profit by innovating the engineering works and reduce the cost and increase the profits like that. After that, account department. This department is a backbone to any organization. All the money related works done by this department. I mean, this account note downs the all the financial activities and analyzes what is the waste what is the waste cost is going on, how previous year profits, what are the previous year's profits, and how we need to increase our profits like that. And the main aim of this department is increase the profit by reducing the wastage of the cost and reducing the high cost. So in India, approximately 60,000 hotels are there. Among them, 500 chain hotel companies are there. Example, Taj Hotels, Fortune, Sarovar, etc. After that, when it comes to the construction of a software, so as we are from the CS background, we need to automate some of the works. So these are the 4 works we can automate, like information of the hotel. Like we need to access the hotel information remotely. For that, we need the hotel information management system. So for reservation of the hotel, we need to access, by sitting in home, we need to reserve the rooms in the hotel. Like for that one also, we need the software. So managing these reservations and information, for that we need the software for the management and marketing the hotel. For hotels need a software for marketing themselves also. So these are the 4 things we can automate by using the software in this hotel chain. So while constructing the software, we need to question ourselves that do we need any architecture for construction of a software? If we need that architecture, then is it useful or not? If it is useful, what is the difference between architect and architecture? Both are same or not? So is there any use of architect in our construction of a software? So one person can construct a better software, or an organization can construct a better software. And what is the role of architect and architecture in our software? These are the questions we need to put down when we are going to construct any software. So architecture, what is architecture? Process and product of planning, designing and constructing buildings and other physical structures. Like this is the architecture. So when we replace buildings and other physical structures, we can get the architecture also. That is a process and product of planning, designing and constructing the buildings, constructing softwares and software products. The software architecture. So when we use the buildings, term buildings and other physical structures, this is the hardware, not hardware, physical architecture. Software architecture is it is not physical. So see this. This is the software architecture. So as we are from the CS background, by looking this type of diagram, we can say that for a customer, by using the web browsers, can access the some of the functionalities of the organization through the accessing the database. So this is a kind of a 3-tier architecture. Like this is the presentation, this is the business logic, this is the database layer. So like this. In order to construct any software, we need the deep knowledge about that software, like what are the components, what are the functionalities, and what are the things we need to do, and how to connect those components in a wisely manner. So for this, so UML, you all know UML as a UML. We can use UML as a 3 types, like UML as a sketch, UML as a design, and UML as a programming language. Consider in the software development phase, it is a scale of 1 to 5. In the scale of 1, we can use UML as a sketch. In the scale of 3, like intermediate stage, we can use it as a design. Advanced stages, we can use it as a programming language. See, these are the components, and the connections are made like this in our software. in order to work properly. Like for our hotel chain software, there are two functionalities. Like one is for the guest, like normal customers want to create their profiles in our software and access their bookings and extra things in our software directly. For those things, we use the guest login. This login is for staff, office staff. Some of the customers are like that. They don't want to do their works by themselves. For those customers, office staff are there. Those staffs can, by using their login, they do the works on behalf of the customers through our software. Like, so this process engine connects these two actors and verifies that those are real or not. For example, if a customer don't have account in
Somo, I am.
sir,
Yeah, this diagram is not a right kind of diagram. You should not show this diagram. Skip it. This is a wrong diagram. It's not a use case diagram. So this is a wrong interpretation. All your friends will develop wrong knowledge from this sketch.
okay.
So skip it. From where you have copied, it's a bad diagram. So you should start with. Yeah. You can show a little bit of architecture. Yeah, but you should have shown use case diagram in that place. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So this is the, for constructing software, we can use this kind of architecture. For constructing building and physical things, we use these kind of architectures. So what is the difference? Why can't we use these kind of architectures in while constructing the software? So there is a difference. This one we call it as software architecture. This one we call it as a blueprint. So why we call like that, we can see. So software architecture has the properties of dynamic nature, react to the user inputs and external events. It evolves with the time, but blueprint is not like that. It is static. We can see once, twice, any number of times also it is the same thing. It can't react to the user input and the external events. So blueprint is different from software architecture. It is not. It is good to avoid the representation of software architecture using blueprint. So these are the properties of a good software architecture. Like it should have runtime, data, network, and build. So what is runtime architecture? So it's about runtime construction of a software. Like it should have the interactive environment like that, and it react to our inputs and give the output. For that kind of environment, we need to create good software architecture. So software system is built on OS processes. So it can be deployed on one or more hosts. Process collaboration is known as software system. Like in our software, one or more processes is there. So processes interact with the database and gives the output to us. So what are the main things we need to keep in mind while doing the runtime architecture is resource management and capacity planning, service level requirements or agreements, organizational structure. So we need to question ourselves what to do on failures, and we need to keep in mind of security and cross domain constraints like that. So when it comes to the data architecture, we need to know about what is our data and what is the best data structure, like data structure we can represent. Like there are many structures of the data, like relational, doc, key value pairs, events, search or index keys, like use, graphs, unstructured, pictures, etc. We need to take the structure like the representation is optimum. So we need to capture the read patterns, write patterns, search patterns, and use this data in an optimistic way. And data mutability. We need to take care of data mutability, like who can modify our data, who cannot modify our data. We need to take care of those things. So after that, what are the things we need to consider while doing the data architecture, like consistency, availability. we need to take care of our data is consistent and available. So by cap theory, we can get both unless by using the split brain, and we need to take care of eventual consistency. Like we need to model our system in such a way that it can handle some of the inconsistency, and we need to construct our set data in a such a way that it gives the high performance by using the low size and gives the high features, more features. So we need to take care we need to take care that what to do if our system dies, or else if the data is corrupted, what we need to do. All the things we need to take care while constructing the data architecture. So build architecture. We need to take care of dependencies like code dependencies, build dependency, test dependencies, and deployment dependencies. So build pipeline. So what is build pipeline? Ordering the dependencies is build pipeline. Like team, like module A needs the result of module B. So we need to order module B first, then module A. Like that. We need to order correctly. So minimizing the building and testing time. So we need to maintain our architecture in such a way that minimize the building and testing time, and version management we need to do. After what are the considerations while doing these kind of architectures? So we need to make sure that our architecture has more reuse, and we need to avoid the diamond problem. No, if not, then what to do if diamond problem occurs, like that. And we need to reduce the complexity of our dependencies as much as possible. So we need to question ourselves that architect and architecture are both are equal or not. Like architect is a person, architecture is not a person, it is a thing. Everyone do architecture, anyone can do it, but we need to think that we need to question ourselves that what is the architect importance in our construction of a software. So consider a hotel management design like a front end user interface, back office user interface connected by a front end server. For searching our hotels, we use the feature of hotel and room management. Uh, if we want to reserve the hotel bookings, something like that, we use the reservation option, and we can access the modify the database and reserve, and the payment is done by the checkout option. This is the basic functionality design of our hotel management system. So every project can't be done by a single person. It should be cut into pieces, and each piece is given to some of the team. Then the team will develop that piece. Then after that, after completion of the coding and developing all like that, then we integrate our things. So here also do like that. We divide it into three parts. Like team A is given front end UI, back office UI, and front end server. This part is given to team A. The reservations part is given to team B. Hotel and room management part is given to team C. So these things, after construction of each module independently, then we integrate and test. So we consider, for example, we need to add a feature search for available rooms. For that, we need to query the hotel and room management service for the rooms that fits the search. So we need to query the reservations also to find the available rooms. Like when we query the hotel and room management, we can get some of the unavailable rooms also. That rooms can be filtered out by the reservation. This is the functionality of search. So this can be added to our software in such a way. There are many ways we can add it. Like first, front end calls hotel and room management for searching and get a few pages of rooms. like then it calls the reservation to delete the unavailable rooms. Like module A calls the module C for searching, then C searches for the rooms, then it gives some of the rooms to A. Then A again calls B, then B deletes the unavailable rooms and gives it to the A. Then A gives us the list of available rooms, like that. This is one type of arrangement of our modules. Then second, another way is front end calls the hotel and room management for searching. Hotel and room management searches for the right rooms. Like module A calls C. Then, sir,
Somo. How many
sir,
slides you have got? How many? This is 40th slide, I think. Yeah.
yes, sir.
How many
Next,
slides you have got?
45, sir.
Okay, 5 more are there.
Yes, sir.
I'm not very happy. This you have copied from somewhere. You have not given any thought as to how we should proceed as per our planning. You have copied from somewhere. I don't appreciate this type of effort. What I told last class, yesterday only, plan for an reference architecture. Then go to the use case diagram. Then from use case, develop the activity diagram. From activity, go to the state chart, then sequence, then class diagram, then component. You are building a software. You are planning for development of a software. So you have to proceed systematically. This type of thing, this you are showing from a software which is already developed by some developers. From that angle, you are telling all these things. But I am telling you are developing, you are in the process of development. You are in the process of development of a software for your chain. So you have to start fresh. You have to start fresh. Anybody, he told something about diamond problem. रणवीर सिंह, आपने पूछा डायमंड प्रॉब्लम क्या है? रणवीर सिंह,
No,
रणवीर, आपने क्यों चुपचाप बैठा रहा? कराटे क्यों मारे? उस समय क्यों उसको स्टॉप नहीं किए? Why? Somewhere he told something about a diamond problem in software, particularly in Java it occurs. When there is inheritance for a single item from different modules. That's a diamond problem. आपको पूछना चाहिए ना? When he is telling something which you are not able to understand, you should ask. It's usually a problem, diamond problem with a Java. Multiple inheritance problem. So what I mean to say is, आप पूछो. Anyway, so Somo, I am not very much satisfied with the way you proceeded. You did something, but you copied from net and told you didn't give much effort to it. I'm not satisfied. Let's see how others have done. I'm not very happy. Be a developer from the scratch. Think of what is the reference architecture. Then for the proposed software, how you identify the use cases from the nouns and verbs only. What are the important nouns? First show the SRS. Where is your SRS? You didn't show. Don't do like that. A copy master doesn't prove a good developer. Don't think that you are a developer. All the time the students, our computer science students, directly jump towards the coding. Then only you start coding from the class diagram, from the skeleton of the class diagram. You extend the skeleton of the course from this class diagram. This is the problem with all computer science students. They directly jump. They directly jump to the coding part. What happens in industry also, the same problem. The boss all the time tells the juniors, you develop this module, you develop this module. They always start from bottom up approach. That's a wrong approach. That's a wrong approach. You don't understand anything. You work like a monkey. What the elder person tells you, follow it blindly. So don't be a monkey. You try to understand why I am developing this module. So you have to come from the top. So this is a problem in the software industry. All the time, the younger people are being asked to develop some codes without understanding why the codes are being developed. You have to come from the top towards bottom, not from bottom towards the top. So what you are showing from the bottom level. Why this thing has been done? A right use case is necessary. How a use case is being developed. So don't jump like a developer. I want that you should work like an architect to build from the scratch. You are having 10 hotels at least where you want to build up an MIS to manage at least 10 hotels. So how? You are the architect. You have a developer with you. How you will guide the developer? How you will guide the developer? Your aim is to guide the developer. How? From the SRS only. This is not the way, Soma. I am not happy. So let's jump to vehicle management by Rekaj. Rekaj, come.
Yes, sir. आ रहा हूँ, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk loud, and.
आ रहा हूँ, sir.
Yeah, come. आ रहा हूँ नहीं करो.
Yes, sir. I'm coming.
Yeah. So show it properly. Don't show anything wrong which will. आप जिस स्टाइल में पढ़े हो उस स्टाइल में दिखाओ. पढ़ाई जिस स्टाइल में हुई है, ये पढ़ाई एक दिशा में सोमी दिखा रहा है, दूसरा अपना कहीं से कॉपी मार के दिखा रहा है. ये कॉपी मार के कितना दिन जियोगे? It doesn't understand also Hindi much. Yes.
Sir,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Loading,
nice.
sir.
Yeah.
Can you see, sir?
Yeah. Do.
Yes,
Go ahead.
So vehicle management system is an application of the automotive industry. As we all know, it is used in the automobile industry. This application software stores the data of
Automobile nahi, Babu. I didn't mean automobile, Babu. I wanted that you are the RTO of Newark. I wanted that thing.
Yes, sir. It will come, sir. It will come. Yes, sir.
Okay. So it is not automotive industry. No, it's a vehicle management of a city, of a district. For example, you are staying in a district somewhere. I don't know which district you stay. There must be one RTO. So Delhi might have been divided into different districts. So each district has got one road tax officer or road transport officer. So he manages the different vehicles who get the registration number and their periodic checkup of the vehicle, how good quality the vehicle is being maintained. So this is the job of the RTO, Road Transport Officer. So you are the road transport officer of Delhi or Bombay or Newark. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. This application software stores the data of the driver and vehicles that they drive. So this application software allows to store, have all the driver information and all the vehicle information that the driver possesses. So it tells which driver is having which vehicle, whether the driver paid the road tax for the vehicle. I mean, different vehicles have different taxes, and also whether the driver get the pollution checked, or pollution level checked for the vehicle or not. So So there are three important features for the VMS software. Number first is the registration. Number third is the road tax, and number second is the number first is the registration. Number second is the road tax, and third one is the insurance. So registration is basically the most important feature because this feature allows driver to enter the required personal information and vehicle information. So whatever the personal information.
Yeah, Rekaj, the insurance only they check it, that vehicle is insured or not, only a checking one. But the
Okay.
insurance job is done by different insurance companies. So it only checks, yes, the vehicle is insured. That's the checking part is done by the RTO, Road
RTO, sir.
Transport Authority. Yeah, the checking part. But they are
Yes,
not involved in any matter. They just check it. Yes, this today, is, for example, 8th of December. So the vehicle is insured for this year, 2020, from 1st January 2020 to 31st December 2020. They just check it. But if you purchase one Honda Activa scooter or Pulsar motorcycle, you have to pay insurance to the different insurance companies. The insurance company, I think there are varieties of insurance companies are there. For example, I know something New India Assurance where I pay something like that. So Oriental Insurance, something like that. So you pay the insurance tax there, insurance fees there, and produce the receipt to the RTO. So RTO only checks, yes, the insurance has money has been paid, and also the pollution check. Yes, you do the pollution checkup at somewhere else, at some authorized location under that RTO office, and you get a certificate from them that yes, it is pollution free. So they put a tick, yes, the pollution checkup has been done and it is valid for 3 months or something like that. Something I don't know much. So they just put a tick. But what are the other things? Other thing is
registration and road
they
tax.
pay, and collect money for the vehicle registration,
Yes, sir. And for the road
registration
tax.
and road tax. There are two parts.
Sir.
One is some registration fees and road tax, and third what? The driving license.
Acha.
Driving license. If you want to drive the Bajaj Pulsar, so you should have a license, and you have to give the test. So those tests, they conduct the test, and if you clear the test, then they give a certificate. Yes, this driving license is valid for 5 years. So these three things, they collect money for registration, they collect money for road tax. If you purchase a vehicle for of Bajaj Pulsar, then you pay tax for 15 years. It is expected to run in a good condition for 15 years. Per year, for example, 1,000 rupees. For 15 years, you pay 15,000 rupees. So 15,000 rupees they collect. They collect registration fee for Bajaj Pulsar, some X amount, for Luna, some Y amount, for truck, 16-wheel truck, the registration fee is something else. So depending on the CC capacity of the vehicle,
Yes,
the
sir.
registration charges and road tax charges, they vary.
Yes, sir.
So when you take a new vehicle, your Pulsar, you show the
CC wheels also.
invoice
Number of wheels.
collected from the shop, and from that they come to know that this is the CC capacity, and they tell you you have to pay this much for the registration and this much for the this much. They don't money, that is everything is in the website. You have to develop a software for that. A customer won't have to ask you. Everything is there in the net. He checks Bajaj Pulsar 180cc. So per year, 3,000. 15 years, so this much. So this much you will pay at the time of registration when he purchases a new vehicle. Okay. So this is the job of RTO. Okay. Bolo. Chalo.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see how you have done.
So
Yeah.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So all the details that the personal information that includes your name, your age, and the address where you live, or your ID proof, or your whatever is the ID number, and all the vehicle information like model number or manufacturer or the number of wheels or CC capacity, all those things, all those details get verified and stored at the RTO, Regional Transport Officer's place, and the driver is given a registration number and also a license number. So registration is the most important feature because without registration number, driver cannot pay the road tax and cannot get the pollution check. I mean, it is the most primary thing. It should be done. Registration. So what is road tax? Road tax is a tax that is needed to be paid to use vehicle on the public road. So if you want to put the vehicle on the road, then we need to pay the road tax. And also this road tax go to the RTO. Every driver needs to pay the road tax, and road tax is different for different vehicles. As sir, you have already told, the tax depends upon the CC capacity and also the number of wheels and also the loading capacity of the vehicle, all those things. And the vehicle insurance is primarily used to provide the financial protection against physical damage or bodily injury resulting from traffic collision and against liability that could also arise from incident in a vehicle. So whenever there is a sub accident, so we can get the claim if we have already done the insurance of that vehicle. So this is the use case diagram of the VMS. So as I have already told, if there is one driver and there is the RTO, Regional Transport Officer. And there are three use cases: registration, insurance, and road tax. Sir, you have already told that insurance should not be here because insurance is just to tick mark. So I need to change it. There is some error. Yes, sir. I will change it,
So
sir. I will fix it.
insurance is a tick mark
Yes, sir.
and pollution is a
License.
tick mark. Pollution.
Yes, sir. Pollution is also.
Yes, sir.
I will add license here,
And
sir.
license they issue. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
License the RTO office issue. And use case, hello, the boy use case cannot be only noun. It has to be verb and noun.
Yeah.
Check it, do it correctly. Okay?
sir.
Pay or register vehicle.
ठीक है, sir.
Check,
Okay.
check insurance validity.
Mhm.
Fix up road tax for 15 years or something, whatever may be. Then check pollution validity, whether the pollution is certificate is a valid certificate or not. It is valid for 3 months or something like that. I don't know. So it has to be written with proper syntax so that it becomes easy for you to proceed in your activity diagram. So do it sincerely. It becomes easy. With this, it becomes confused. Okay? So do
Yes,
it
sir.
sincerely. Check how to write the different name of actor, name of use cases correctly. So all boys, check it. How you write. There should not be any error. This is the reason why software fail. People are casual. So don't be a casual boy. Okay? Okay. These small things matter. Okay, next.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir.
These small things matter. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Next.
So next slide, sir. It
Next
is the
slide.
description of the use case diagram. So there are two actors, driver and the RTO. So what driver do? Driver give all the necessary personal and vehicle information that the driver owns. And RTO, what RTO does? Stores all the
Driver, don't make it driver. It's a customer. Any customer. Your driver means something else. Make the user or a customer. Make it user. Okay? Yeah. Who uses the vehicle or a customer of the vehicle. Up Bajaj Pulsar kharide, you are not the driver. You are the customer. Okay? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So I'll change it, sir.
Yeah.
So RTO, and there is another actor, RTO, Regional Transport Officer, stores all the information of driver, all the information of the customer and the vehicle, collects road tax and provides pollution unit check certificate. So RTO collects the road tax, it also does the registration, and it finally provides the and it also provides the PUCC, pollution unit check certificate.
Pollution certificate provides it. They don't provide. They just check. Put a tick.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they because the pollution job is being done outside, not in the RTO office. You check it, okay? It's not
Okay,
being done
sir.
in the RTO office. It is being done in outside agencies. Outside agencies check the vehicle and give a certificate. Yes, it is free from pollution.
Yes, sir. सर पेट्रोल पंप वगैरह पे होता है सर ये
हाँ. They are the authorized units, and you get a certificate from the authorized units and show it to the RTO office. Yes, my vehicle is free from pollution.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Road tax and insurance is dependent on the registration number. I've already told that the registration number is very important. Without it, we cannot pay the road tax, we cannot get the insurance done, and we cannot do the PUCC. We cannot get the PUCC, and also we cannot get the license number. So registration is very important. So this is the class diagram. I don't know if it is properly visible. So there are various classes.
Yeah. Can you make it bigger? Can the
Sir,
diagram?
Bigger,
Can
sir.
the diagram maybe be bigger?
सर मेरे को उस वैसे शेयर करना पड़ेगा सर.
देखो तो जरा बड़ा कर सकते हो.
सर
Anybody who can help? अरे काज
ये मैंने इसमें अपलोड करके कर रहा हूँ मैं, तो ये बड़ा हो पाएगा?
No sir, no sir, no sir.
बड़ा नहीं
No
होगा.
sir.
No way. You cannot make it bigger.
लेकिन उसको वैसे खोलना पड़ेगा ना, वो क्या कहते हैं पावर पॉइंट, मतलब डेस्कटॉप पे शेयर करके फिर खोलना पड़ेगा.
You have to use tools, yeah.
अच्छा.
Because the fonts are so small in laptop. I'm staying at home, so
the points inside the
Sir, we can also zoom in, zoom out in the MS Team only. If we press Control and scroll down and up in the MS Team only, we can zoom out and zoom in wherever, whatever the publisher is publishing there.
Yes.
अच्छा. Yes. करो सीखो रेखा जिलानी.
कैसे क्या करूं?
No sir, that is for you. You have to zoom.
Oh, I have to zoom. How? कैसे मैं
Yes
करूं?
sir, we can zoom in, zoom out. If you are using computer only, that's applicable to only computer.
मैं desktop use कर रहा हूं. I'm using a desktop.
Yes,
I'm using a laptop. I'm using a laptop.
Sir, then press Control and scroll down. Scroll down or scroll up.
Scroll down or scroll up.
Not working for this this PPT.
Maybe.
Yes, sir, he's using some older version of Microsoft presentation, I think.
Achha, maybe. Okay. So what I mean to say is, whenever you are doing, make the font as big as possible so that it becomes readable. The main heart of the software is your class diagram. Go back 7 number. ये heart है. ये आपकी main auricle, ventricle, all everything. Heart में क्या है? 2 auricle, 2 ventricle. So these are the auricles and ventricles. And कैसे आप खाली एरो कनेक्ट कर देने से नहीं होगा. आप किसको ठोकोगे? हैं? You have to show how the messages pass. इंगोले भैया कितना आपको पढ़ाया? अब एरो खाली कनेक्ट करने से ये चीटिंग वाला चीज है. सही
सर किया है सर मैंने, इन वो कंस्ट्रेंट डाले हैं सर.
कंस्ट्रेंट नहीं, कैसे मैसेज पासिंग होती है. हाउ द मैसेज पासिंग हेल्प्स टू फंक्शन वन मेथड. कैसे एक मेथड को रन करने के लिए एक मैसेज चाहिए. कौन सी मैसेज चाहिए, कैसे, यहाँ से कहाँ पता चलती है. इट्स नॉट वन कैनॉट know which message helps to work on a particular method. Which message, कौन सी method हाँ रन करने
नेक्स्ट
के
स्लाइड में
लिए
डिस्क्रिप्शन है।
यहीं पर छोटी छोटी ये बड़ी होना मांगता है, इसलिए क्लास डायग्राम इज ह्यूज, माने 10 ड्राइंग शीट भी कमी होगी। If you do everything together and even 10 number of drawing sheets will be less. So this is a huge diagram and this is the main heart. This is the main heart. यहीं से सब कुछ आपको पता चलेगी कि कैसे आपकी सॉफ्टवेयर फंक्शन करती है, कौन सी क्लास फंक्शन करती है, कौन सी क्लास के क्या एट्रीब्यूट है, क्या ऑपरेशन है, कौन सी ऑपरेशन फंक्शन करेगा by getting what type of information from other class. इसी को बोलते हैं मैसेज पासिंग। कैसे मैसेज पास करेगा तब जाके एक क्लास की मेथड या ऑपरेशन फंक्शन करेगी। दैट इज द मेन थिंग। एंड करो, इसको ठीक करो, हम नेक्स्ट क्लास में करेंगे, सोच दिमाग लगा के करना, ठीक है? ठीक है,
ओके सर।
ओके 504 मैं जानता हूँ, दिस इज फर्स्ट क्लास, तुम लोग सीख रहे हो। ओके नेक्स्ट नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। मैं इसको ढंग से देखना चाहता हूँ। आई वांट टू सी इट आज बेस्ट आज पॉसिबल। तुम्हारी हर स्ट्रेंथ लगा दो और इसको एकदम बढ़िया से दिखलाने के लिए कोशिश करो, ठीक है? ओके
ठीक है सर। ओके सर।
या दिस इज द मेन थिंग, दिस इज द मेन थिंग। या बोलो।
ठीक है सर। The VMS class is having the main function from where the program, ये दिखेगा ही नहीं इसमें तो बहुत छोटा है। So the VMS class is having the main function from where the program execution begins. The registration class is having the member functions to get the details of the driver and the vehicle. There are a lot of information that the driver needs to enter. So we can see that this is the registration class, and registration class is having the details like vehicle model number, vehicle year, and the ID number and the address, registration fee, and the driver name. So all those things are under the registration. Although those are the attributes of the registration class, and there are member functions. The member functions are get vehicles detail, get drivers detail, and what is the registration fees, pay registration fees. So these are the member functions. And next, after entering and submitting all the informations, the details get stored and verified by the RTO, and then RTO provides the registration number to the driver. So here this is the RTO class, and RTO class, as we can see, there are two other classes, driver and vehicle. So all the information of the driver, like his name, age, or address, or his valid identity card or ID number. And for the vehicle also, all the information like manufacturer, model number, chassis number, invoice number, registration number, vehicle weight, vehicle CC, and the number of wheels. All those details are stored at the RTO place. So RTO will update all the driver information. There are two member functions: update driver details and update the vehicle details. And there are also three classes that are dependent on the registration, which is insurance, road tax, and pollution check. So these classes like road tax, insurance, and pollution check, they depend upon the registration. So now we see what are the constraints in the
Any problem?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Any problem? Rekaj has any problem? Hello? Rahul?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
I am audible ना? रेकाज की कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुई शायद ना?
Maybe, sir.
Maybe. Rekaj? Okay. So we'll ask him to stop. Then आज की next. प्रतीक बाबू आ जाओ. प्रतीक.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, come.
Rekaj?
Hello.
या रेकाज, उसके शायद प्रॉब्लम
Yeah.
है.
Now it's okay, sir. Yeah.
रेकाज has come? No.
Okay, sir. I'm just looking for some. Is it visible, sir?
कहाँ तुम्हारा स्लाइड किधर है?
Wait, sir. Just
यस, आजा. पूरा स्लाइड शो करो, बड़ा करो. हाँ, ठीक है.
visible, sir. Is it visible?
हाँ, बढ़िया 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 बढ़िया. तो मैंने मेक बी फॉन्ट्स रादर मोर बिग. जगह है ना.
Yes,
ओके,
sir.
चलो 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 चलो.
Okay. So I'm starting with the retail store. Supply chain management. So what is supply chain management? As we know, handling the entire production flow of goods, services, and maintaining the stakes of every products. Means like on demand we are producing the products or not. So in this supporting diagram you can see for that
So
information.
just supply chain, very good word. Everybody should know. So what do you mean by supply? कहाँ से supply होती है और कहाँ तक जाती है?
Yes, sir. First, we
Yeah.
will start with raw materials, like whatever the goods we are means the ideal product what we want. So for that, what the raw materials are needed. So all that start with the raw components, then the delivery, packaging. Sorry, first packaging, then delivery of the final product. In this way, the supply chain management works. Like
Okay.
if we yeah, first the primary product
And
flow is
chain means so you told delivery tak delivery at the
customers. Customer.
delivery at the customer. Yeah,
Yes,
delivery
sir.
at the
This
customer.
yeah. Yes, sir, sorry for interrupting, but customer can be a retail store like from our warehouses we are selling to another retailer that can be that can also be a customer for us.
And if it is a retail store, then from retail store, how the item can be sold and delivered to the
Yes, sir.
sold
Customer.
to the customer. For example, in a retail store, you are going to purchase a refrigerator.
Yes, sir.
So refrigerator is manufactured, for example, in Chandigarh.
Yes,
So you
sir.
are tracking the refrigerator from
So my nearest hub.
नहीं
Nearest
नहीं
hub.
नहीं,
Yes.
पूरा चंडीगढ़ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट से कैलविनेटर की मान लो कि
Yes, sir.
मैन्युफैक्चरिंग
From
यूनिट
Chandigarh to where, sir? Means what is the delivery
चंडीगढ़
location?
टू योर लोकल
Betul. Betul, sir.
बैतूल की जो स्टोर है, बैतूल में स्टोर में उसको हाउ टू कीप द आइटम सेफली, देन
Yes.
you attract the customer, then you sell the item to a customer and deliver
Yes, sir.
the refrigerator at his residence.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
sir. That
tracking the item
from
from
Chandigarh
to
to
the customer's residence all the way. So chain of activities to
yes,
supply the product, getting it from the production unit,
production unit, manufacturing unit to my customer.
from the supplier's
Supplier. Yes, sir. Supplier.
supplier. So what comes a supplier? For example, you are purchasing a HP laptop. It is being
Yes, sir.
manufactured.
That can be seen as different, sir, because for that laptop kind of thing, you'd never get the exact product in its own. You get the assembling units. Like first you get some like HDD, sorry SD, and then you get the screen display monitor. Everything is like separate. Then in one unit like Bangalore, you get that all that unit from you import all that unit and you assemble into a single product. So
Yeah.
that's
That may be,
yeah.
or for example, you want to purchase one Apple
Yes, sir.
Mac laptop. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so you get it from Hong Kong or Taiwan. Okay,
Yes, sir. Hong Kong.
so you keep track of production of the units from Taiwan, and it gets properly packed and comes in ship to Madras, then from Madras to Betul by road. You track everything, and in Betul you have a Apple store, and from that store you purchase it, and it gets delivered at your residence.
Yes, sir.
So from the Taiwan's factory of Mac, you track it all the way, how it reaches your Betul store, and then from Betul store you purchase it, then the delivery person delivers it at your residence.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So all these things you have to keep track of. Chain of activities. It's a big job. This job, usually in India they don't follow, but in US the Walmart and the big companies, they follow this type of technique. They call it supply chain. I think big companies are Walmart, JCPenney, Kmart. They are the US companies, and they get mostly their things done in Korea, Taiwan, China. China is now, I think, not supporting. So Korea and Taiwan, they are getting things done there. Anyway, for these small items. Anyway, so you go
Yes, sir.
ahead.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
It is just information about supply chain management, means how information is flowing. So we start with the supplier, and okay, we start with supplier, then whatever the raw material he get, and then he sent all that material to a producer combine all the materials, like whatever is needed. Sometimes it is one unit only, supplier and producer only one unit. So in that way it the production in that way the things go, like it delivered to some customer.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Introduction, the application being modeled, as we are talking about retail store, so application is modeled as for consumer electronic goods, like are typically business to consumer, like our e-shop, daily e-shop models, that is business to consumer model. So to fulfill orders, the retailer has to manage stock levels in warehouses, all the means he need to keep check of the products, is it okay or not, means on demand the things are supplied or not. When an item in stock falls below a certain threshold, the retailer must restock. Means whenever he's like on Diwali occasion, we think our retailers think about like this item is needed. Keep check about of the things or products, like it is needed or not at the time of Diwali occasion. So items from the relevant manufacturers inventory they always need to buy. Okay, as we talk about any surge in production due to increase or decrease, like sometimes it happens like some products are get obsolete, so outdated. So that can be the factor for increase or decrease in the demand of that product. So we need to keep check about the economic economic situation of the product also. In order to fulfill the retailer's request, a manufacturer may have to execute a production run to build the finished good. And in the real world, manufacturer would have to order the component parts from its supplier. For simplicity, in this application, we assume this is a manual process which is supported through the use of fax. Use of fax means whenever it is needed, it is get arrived to that consumer or retailer. Each use case includes a logging call to a monitoring system in order to monitor the activities of the services from a single monitor service. As we know, there are it is also kind of it can be both, like like peer-to-peer architecture or client-server architecture. Like eBay used peer-to-peer, and Amazon, I think, uses client-server architecture. So it can be both. So as it is saying, each use case includes logging call to a monitoring system in order to monitor the activities like admin we use. So the primary goal of the application is to demonstrate all of the scenarios in the WS1 profile, like anything we need or not, that should be demonstrated. So it is the scenario, how retail store works. First, the things brought from manufacturer, then wholesale warehouse, then retail warehouse. As I told, like our consumer is both a retailer or a individual customer. So for that, we need to bring our product from manufacturer unit to wholesale warehouse, and from wholesale warehouse to retail warehouse, and then from retail warehouse to retail store, and then from retail store it goes to homes of particular individual. Architectural view of retail store. As many of the enterprise application uses TOGAF for architectural development, online retail store can also be developed using TOGAF. So what is TOGAF? The Open Group Architecture Framework. As we know, TOGAF consists of three parts: ADM, architectural development method, continuum, and resource base. So what is ADM? It is the TOGAF view for any application to be developed. Like it follows this principles, like application data exchange and all that things happen on network layer protocols. So it is all like application, API, platform, enterprise application, and external. So OSI layer and communication architecture, this is related to something networking protocols. So I'm leaving this part, but our main concern is about ADM. All four parts of ADM can be used in this application. Means I'm not saying it is mandatory to use all the four parts of ADM, but in many scenario it is used. Like for business architecture is useful for as we know, ADM is having four parts, like business architecture, database, deployment of application, and at the last technical requirements or technical standard, uh, technical view of the product. So first of all, business architecture is useful for making product deal with retailers and noting the views of customer on the particular product. Then database is required for many things, like saving customer data, retailers data, product data, making a scheme of all the parts of the product or the application. Deployment of application is also very much important. As we know, it never ends with the project completion. Yeah, it is mandatory, like you have to keep notice of the deployment of product, sorry, application, because we know it is a software kind of thing. It can it can be like uh, destroyed at the time of installation also. So you have to keep look of that also. At last ADM process, we need to define all the needed infrastructural requirement, like server, platforms, operating systems, etc. So it is a database part of our ADM. Like here are our main servers, and main server can be divided into two more sub servers, and then the servers can access the data from their individual database. Or database can also be combined, can also be combined for many server, or can also be individual. Yeah, database B is for individually used for B1 server, and A is individually, it is used for A and B1 combinedly. So in this way, data access can be database is accessed from the application point of view. And the other parts of TOGAF is enterprise continuum and resource base. As for architecture continuum part, we need different repositories for saving data of all application. There are operating behind. We should keep an eye on reusable part. Yeah, most important part of enterprise continuum and resource base is to keep eye on reusable product of our architecture. like the product numbers, which product is getting more demand, and warehouse number, which warehouse, like sir told, like in Chandigarh we are using means we are delivering something to some another place, like in my locality. So is it referring many times, or is it the first occurrence of that place? So everything we need to keep notice, like how many times this person get ordered, everything, as it is a part of reusable parts, like reusability in terms of like warehouse number, product number, or customer number. Details related to market needs needs for of all the product. We also need to store the details of market that are needed for that particular product. All the useful documents related to market needs and demand of individual or community is saved, so that they can be used on demand. Yeah. Everything that is useful we need to save in separate resource base, so that they can be used on demand. So uh, in this way the TOGAF works. Now I come to my use case, sorry, UML diagrams. First of all, use case diagram. So use case diagram is like first we have actors, like primary actors on retailer and customer, and secondary actor can be one or more, like supplier, admins on different retail stores. So this is for use case diagram for retailer and supplier. Also it includes customer, because I already told our customer is retailer and customer. So from there our retailer can order goods, arrange goods, sell goods, prepare bills, and our customer can also buy item, make payment. And what is the task of our supplier is to supply goods. So in this way use case works. Activity diagram of inventory means how inventory works. I write it here also if you are not able to view it. So first of all, it is inventory activity diagram means how our supplier or retailer gets order. So he receive order, validate the order, is it possible, means possible to deliver that order or not, check the stock, ship the order, update log, update the stock. So in that way it proceed, like validating the order, it is invalid or not. If it is invalid, then report it is a fault, means it is out of stock kind of thing. Then checking the inventory, then if it is sufficient or not. Insufficient goods, then it has to means inform another manufacturing unit, like it is now getting insufficient, so you need to restack it. Then ship the order and update the log, like this person delivered this person placed some order, so you need to deliver, and in that way inventory gets updated. And sometime you need to also check about minimum threshold exceeded, like is it necessary to provide the order or not. In all that scenario we need to check about inventory, and update the log and update the stock also. Then I come to activity diagram of purchase. I also included that one of about inventory, means that one for inventory, like a retailer, that is for a retailer kind of thing. And this activity diagram for purchase, like navigate to shopping page. When first a consumer sorry customer comes to our shopping application, then he comes to open the shopping page, and he opens the shopping page, and then we present a catalog. And then we display then he enter the product number as required, and submit order or not. Then we validate order, and if not present, then the same thing, like out of stock. And then determine which warehouse can ship each line item, and inform consumer what items have been shipped. And if nothing available, then inform consumer that no items are available. This is for retailers. Like retailers have to be informed, like you don't have this particular items in your inventory. And finally, if it is not the case, then inform customer to make payment. It is activity diagram for product delivery. Like retailer construct a purchase order to bring product to max stock level. Like then he make payment of that goods, then validate the purchase order. Malformed order, invalid product or invalid quantity, send error back to retailer. Acknowledge receipt to retailer, go to use cases. Use case number 4, like whatever the needed is should be paid, and construct shipment, ship goods and send shipping notice to retailers, wait for shipping notice acknowledgement, and then update the stock levels. This is for product delivery. State chart diagram for selling goods. Like whenever the states are needed, we need to keep check of all the states. Like first he made some order, then order the goods. He make some purchase, then we need to means then the state should be changed to purchase goods. Then the state if purchased the goods, then it is ideal good or not, means it is sufficient or not. If it is insufficient, then inform to retailer to and manufacturing unit to manufacture it again. Then ideal state good is the one state. Then if it is updated, state change to update goods, and from update goods it again change to ideal good. One thing also can happen, like display the good sometime, and then from display good again to ideal good, and finally sell the goods, and finally it ended. Then class diagram for goods, customer, retailer and supplier. Goods have one class, like goods id, name, quantity, price. And customer have the same thing, because everywhere we need to make similarity. Like customer have the id, which is like primary key, so we need to make the same amount of same number to be matched with goods and supplier. Like the supplier id, supplier name, supplier address and quantity ordered, this amount, this all are related to the integer of that particular class. Then the methods that we used in our class diagram. Retailer is one more class here. Retailer has a retailer name and address. He can view the goods, he can view customer, and he can view a supplier. Supplier can add means supplier class can add supplier, remove supplier, update the supplier. And the same way the goods class can add the goods, remove goods, order goods or update the goods. And same with customer. Then sequence diagram. Sequence diagram about retailer, supplier, goods and customer. Retailer first order the good, the first message passed, then second at the time lapse, and second it comes to supplier then supplied the good to retailer, and second message passed, and then third message passing for arranging the goods. So now it comes to goods. Then goods are arranged, so again a message passed to retailer, then retailer sells the good to customer, and message passed to customer, and the customer goods sold, the message passed to again retailer. In this way sequence diagram works for a retailer to customer. Then component diagram. As we know, component diagram are more like components and connector, what are the protocols and other like procedural call connector, stream connector, what we are using for that. So here we are just using like a database server, so our component are only depend on that things, like user interface files, whatever the files we are using in repositories, and who is the controller, administrator, one component for administrator, and one is the module for all the retailer, goods, supplier, customer, all can come in one module. Then finally the database server component, which takes control of all the files, library files of retailers, goods, supplier and customer. In this way component diagram works. Deployment. Finally the deployment of our application. So finally we have any number of client. It can be we are assuming that we have 3 clients. We use one web server, then application server, and finally the database server. In this way the deployment plays the role. Objectives of our retail store or supply chain management. As simply, if we look on any supply chain management, we can see the basic needs of any vendor must be fulfilled at time he visit our store. It must not be the thing that the product is not available. This should be not this should be keep like an eye on every time, like anything is out of stock because of so and so reason. So everything we need to keep a check on regular check on this thing. A supply chain management must ensure the values of product and customer. Yeah, this should be the thing. Like sometimes it happens like retailers are misbehaving with the customer. So supply chain management should keep the ensure the values of product and customer, and always keep check of whether the new product is in demand or obsolete in day-to-day need. It also keep check on new things that come in market and attracting customer and vendors. Like the things happen like iPhone 12 came, iPhone 11. So the things get changed on day-to-day basis. So we have to keep check on the things that are attracting our customer and our retailers. At the same time, supply chain management must take control of expired items, where they are storing and how they are manufacturing. After no demand, or take account of the reasons behind their production. Like one time there is growth in their demand, but after that they have fall down in the market. Sometimes happens that kind of thing, like one product got some very much attraction and got very much demanded, but what happens, suddenly a fall come into the means come like we produces a large number of units of that product, but after some time it gets fall in the market. So all our unit gets wasted and we got some amount of loss in the market. So we also keep check of that. Our objective also at the same time, SEM must take control of expired item, where they are storing and how they are manufacturing. After no demand, or take account of the reasons behind their production, like one time there is growth in their demand. The same thing I written here. And this can be seen in our supplying unit. After retailer got some order, and we use sometime motorbike for our delivery locations. Sometime we use van, lorry. It can be depend on different things. If it is like international sorry, interstate, then freight trains and cargo ship for international and air freight. So it all can be used for supplying the our product units. Maintenance. A software system cannot fulfill its purpose until it is deployed. It is the thing. Because whether you tested, whether you did a lot of coding, a lot of practice, but this is not the thing. Unless and until it is deployed, you cannot say like our purpose gets completed. So that is until its executable modules are physically placed on the hardware device on which they are supposed to run. So that is the case. If we look at supply chain management of any type, it is very important to maintain it, as any failure on one part will reflect on the total chain. Yeah. Maintenance is very much important in our case, because once something get corrupted, like our some unit. Yeah, this is happening nowadays. I think in Flipkart they are doing some fraud, like they change the unit, the customer purchased and ordered, and delivering something else. So we need to keep check, because the name of Flipkart is getting means getting corrupted. That's why we need to check of every unit, whatever supply chain management is doing. So for instance, if we want to deliver our goods to some remote location, then it's very much important that you must use the most reliable way of transportation, and you also need to keep a watch on time. Because sometimes it happens like he ordered something 30 months later the delivery is made. So that thing should not be happen. If you talk about food item, then you must keep a check of where your refrigerator are working properly or not, and must keep check of internal tools are working effectively or not. So we can see the service flow like confirm data analysis, contents with customer, installation in vehicles, and creating and analysis the reports of that all the product we are delivering. Maintenance. If it's about production of some type of products, then you must keep check of production house whether things are working as it is specified, and you must to maintain storage like warehousing, and you must keep check of products which are not come in sale and expired by the time we revisit them. So we must keep check of product storage. Maintenance also required when your product has reached to a customer. Sorry, product, this should be product, I typed typo, I think is this. So when product has reached to a customer, as time customer is not able to use it accordingly and also not able to install it, then we need to send our person for guiding him. So this happens in LG and Samsung, I think, and many other things, but this should be the case also. This is from my side. Any question?
Okay, good. I am little bit updating you on inventory part. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
What do you mean by inventory?
Sir, it's like uh, stocking the goods on demand.
Yeah, stocking the goods for
On
future
demand.
use.
Yes.
For future use, which you predict that the demand may come up. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you are stocking something for future use. You don't have the use as of now, but you predict that the demand may come up in future. So for that, the question comes, how much amount of stock you will keep? For example, in a retail store, there is demand of any fruits item, apple or orange.
Yes,
There
sir.
is demand, but you cannot keep excess amount of any item which may be damaged if not sold. Okay. So you have to study the average demand of the item, average demand of the item. Okay. And from the average demand, you find a value that in the morning 8 o'clock when you open the store, or nowadays online stores are 24 hours open, even large retail stores are open 24 hours. In big cities like Bombay, Delhi, Reliance stores are open 24 hours. So you take a reference time at 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, you predict the demand of the item for next 24 hours or for certain hours. And considering that demand, you need to keep that much item in the shelf. In the shelf. Other items you keep ready from where you can access. So that number of items you keep for immediate sell for that much hours or that much period is called, as you check in the net, EOQ. Okay? Economic order quantity. The quantity of items you keep on the shelf is called as EOQ. That means that will be economical for you to keep that much on the shelf. Economical means if you keep that much item, that will be sold and it will be economical for you. That means the apple or orange, they won't be destroyed, damaged, or you keep that much item, people are not coming and taking it, so unnecessarily a big chunk of area gets affected in your store. So you should be very economical. So that is called economic order quantity, EOQ. And that is found out, you find a formula, you send me, that is something based on the carrying cost. You carry that much of item in your store with proper refrigeration, with proper light arrangement, with proper watchman. So how much cost you are incurring? Carrying cost. And purchase cost. You are purchasing, for example, apple from Kashmir. So getting apple from Kashmir and then again transporting or something, or even from a local market, from the wholesale, you are going with a mini truck and getting apple. So some cost is involved. Apart from the purchase price, some cost in carrying from the seller's house to your store, some cost is involved. So one is purchase cost, another is carrying cost. You are carrying it in your store. So depending on these two and the average demand, you fix up the amount, how much you will keep on the shelf for certain time period. It may be 1 day, 12 hours, or for example, you are selling cars. How many cars you will keep in your display unit? How many? Unnecessary space will be killed, for which you are giving rent. If those many number of cars are not getting sold, why you will keep? Unnecessary, a lot of money gets blocked. So that is decided on the basis of EOQ, economic order quantity. That's all. Then another term is called, you told something, benchmark. That means you always keep this much something in stock before you place the order. For example, you are giving order in the evening 6 p.m. for wheat or rice to be available next day morning, 8 o'clock. But your shop is open from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So you should keep something in your hand, that benchmark you told, in hand from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. What is the demand? And you should keep that much item in your hand, so that by tomorrow morning when you get the item, till that time you can meet the demand of the customer. So that is called as the reorder label. You place the order at that level for the next day to meet the demand. So that's also depending on the average demand of that item to be sold during that lead time. That is called lead time. So three terms I told. One is EOQ, another is ROL, reorder label, at which point you place the order, and the lead time. What is that lead time? When you place the order and when you receive the material. Then another term I will tell, called as the buffer stock. That means the stock which will help you to meet the demand of the item during the period when you place the order till you receive the orders from the suppliers. So during that time, You predict that these many items I can sell, so you keep that much item in hand. So that is called buffer stock. So these four terms are very much necessary to study the inventory management for any store. For any store, it may be hotel, it may be retail store, it may be hospital, some wherever the inventory comes, wherever the medicine store, wherever may be the. Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you can incorporate, it will help you to improve your quality of the software. Okay. Nice. He has given effort. So now start. From today, you three or all everybody should start writing the code from the class diagram. From the class diagram, how you can extend your code from the class diagram to a workable software. After you reach here, you have to show so that you get some good marks for that. And you have to submit a report how you are proceeding properly. As Pratik has shown, right from use case diagram to different diagrams, and from class diagram you have to show how the skeleton diagram you have got, what are the constraints, how you have put using the OCL, then how you are able to develop a software. So these things you have to. After the institute reopens, we have started calling. Devabhaya will be reaching here on 19th. So we are slowly planning to call you. After the MTech second year Ingole Bhaya reaches, then your turn will come. So we have started calling students. So I hope by January you should be here. So then when you reach here, you have to submit a write-up and you have to show me the software. How you have sincerely developed by yourself, not copied or anything. You have given your brain, you have given your effort, how you have done it sincerely. Okay, so we'll meet in the next class. We'll meet in the next class, that is on Thursday. Okay, okay, okay. Bye, students. Bye. Bye.
Hello.